Hey guys, Omni here. We're going to be checking out Godzilla vs. Kong's pitch meeting from Brian George over on Screen Rant. You know, we cover a couple of these here on the channel every now and then when there's something like big or something that really interests me. This is one of those things, and I'm really excited to check this out. I had a couple of people share it to me in some private messages on Twitter. So we're gonna be diving into it. I want to give it a shot. Now, I loved this movie. I have a review up for it right now on the channel. It definitely has its flaws, but let's be honest, we're in it for the monster fighting. So I'm really curious to see, because there's plenty of things that I'm sure he can use as ammo, and I can't wait to see if it's some of the same criticisms that I have had and some other people have had about at least the plot structure, the human characters and stuff like that. But when it comes down to the monster stuff, this movie freaking delivered. And even without all the stupid like science mumbo jumbo that makes no sense, and some of the conveniences, don't care. I love this movie. It was so much fun. I want to see it in theaters again. So that being said, and that out of the way, let's pull up the pitch meeting. Here we go.
So, you have a movie for me? Yes, sir, I do. What if Big Monkey punched Big Reptile? Oh, and vice versa? Vice versa, too. Amazing. So how does this thing play out? Well, during the intro credits, we're going to show all the monsters that Godzilla and Kong have
Yeah, I love that.
It's all been leading up to this big showdown. Oh, so these movies have been like a Titan tournament this whole time. Sure, maybe. Very cool. So we're going to meet this guy, Bernie, who has a conspiracy theory podcast, right? And he works for this big corporation called Apex. Okay. And so on his podcast, he's like, well, today's the day I'm gonna go steal some information from my employers. And the big corporation has no idea that one of their employees is running a full-on podcast about stealing information from them? They don't know. And actually, them having horrible security is gonna be a common thing in this movie. Oh, God. Well, because if they had competent security, that would kind of just slow the movie down, so that's just not gonna be a thing at all. Fair enough. Anyway, then for some mysterious reason, Godzilla ends up attacking Apex. Oh, so Bernie was right? Something weird was going on? Exactly. I think it's important, especially in this day and age, to, you know, put a positive spin on conspiracy theorists online. Really make them into heroes. Anyway, so because of the attack, people are like, wait, is Godzilla not our savior anymore? Was he ever the savior? He personally stepped on thousands of people. You know, he's kind of a savior to the people he didn't personally step on. I guess that makes sense. So anyway, we're also gonna see Kong. And
could have been way worse.
Skull Island under 24-hour observation inside that dome from the Hunger Games. Okay. And we're gonna find out that all the native humans from Skull Island were killed in a big storm, except for this little deaf girl named Gia, and he has a special bond with her. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, and without anybody knowing, she like fully teaches him sign language. How did she secretly teach a giant monkey sign language while it was under constant supervision? Unclear.
Don't care.
Stealthy
Oh,
educator.
God.
So then the obviously evil CEO of Apex approaches this guy Nathan Lind, who wrote a book about the Hollow Earth theory. And why is this guy evil? Oh, well, he secretly wants to make a mecha Godzilla so the humans can defend themselves against Titans. That's actually a pretty reasonable thing to want. Yeah, but he's gonna look really evil while he does it, though. Oh, he is? Yeah, like he does that thing where he drapes a jacket over his shoulders. Oh, only evil people do that. Gross. Exactly. So he wants to send this Nathan guy into the Hollow Earth to find like a power source, but they need Kong to guide them. Why? Vague reasons that'll drive the plot forward. Perfect. So they put Kong on this ship, but then Godzilla's gonna attack, because that's what he does, you know? He attacks other Titans all day. Sure, of course, he loves to do that. So they're gonna fight for quite some time, and Godzilla's gonna win. Oh, wow, 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 wow. But just as Godzilla's circling around to finish the job, Nathan's gonna tell this captain guy, like, hey, shut everything off. Let's play dead. Okay. And this guy's like, okay, but this better work. So he's threatening to hurt Nathan if the plan goes wrong and the lizard kills them all? Yeah, if Godzilla kills everybody, Nathan's gonna be in big trouble with this guy. Sounds pretty serious. So then they're gonna play dead, and Godzilla's gonna be like, oh, okay, bye. Oh, it worked. It did, but then they're gonna say that as soon as they start moving again, Godzilla's gonna come back and finish the job. So what do? Well, we're gonna cut to them later, and they're carrying Kong in this giant net by air. How do they do that without Godzilla noticing? By being off screen for a little bit. Oh, Godzilla can't see off screen stuff. Exactly. So then they head to this Hollow Earth place, and they have to go through this big weird wormhole, and gravity's all messed up down there. It's crazy.
It's really pretty.
Does that not hurt them, the sudden change in gravity? It doesn't, no. Because you know how in 2014 Godzilla technology was pretty much standard military stuff? Yeah. Well, now just a couple years later, or technology is full-on magic. Oh, it is? Yeah, so they have these little magical gravity spaceships that make little
explained.
blue energy trails. They have tunnels that go from Florida to Hong Kong. Oh, these movies aren't gonna feel connected at all. Nope. And so they go around this hollow Earth place, and Kong feels right at home, and there are a bunch of big monsters there. Wow, must be pitch black too, I imagine. No, it's like a beautiful sunny day. Oh, what's the light source? Unclear. Oh, okay. So then Kong is gonna find a throne, and he's gonna find this big axe that's made from another Godzilla's dorsal plate, and this thing freaking glows radioactive blue. Wow, so okay, we said in another movie that the Titans feed off the intense radiation at the center of the Earth, right? We did, sure. And that's where all these humans are hanging out? That's right. So, are they gonna be okay? Yeah, sure. Ow. Yeah, don't worry about it. Okay,
I didn't even consider that bit. Oh shit, that's funny.
Remember her from the last movie?
They should all be dead.
From the last movie. She is, and so she teamed up with a friend and that conspiracy guy, and they're just basically gonna be doing like their own little episode of Scooby-Doo. Oh, they are? Yeah, they're just kind of wandering around Apex, trying to solve a little mystery, encountering no security whatsoever, and having little to no impact on anything. Sure, that may as well happen. And so then back in the Hollow Earth, the Apex people are gonna send an energy signature back up to Earth, and they're gonna use that to power their Mecha Godzilla. What, so they email a power signature to... Yeah, listen, sometimes we're just gonna say stuff and it's best not to think about it at all. It's just that, yeah, we're just gonna kind of cut away to monsters punching each other really quickly, so nobody has any time to digest any of the mumbo jumbo we use as explanations. Is that gonna work? Sure it is. So anyway, Apex is gonna use Ghidorah's skulls as a supercomputer to make a psionic uplink and control the Mecha Godzilla telepathically. Okay, but so and then monsters are gonna punch each other. Oh. Yeah, Godzilla senses that Kong is up to something weird, so he blasts a hole in the Earth all the way down to the Hollow Earth area. What about that weird wormhole section? Yeah, he blasts through that too, I guess. I don't care. Yeah, sure. Okay. And then Kong climbs up the hole. Does he have to go through the wormhole again? No, I'm gonna need you to get all the way off my back about that wormhole. That was several scenes ago. We're done with it. Oh, okay. Let me get off of that thing. So then Godzilla and Kong are gonna fight and pretty much destroy Hong Kong. Oh boy, yeah, it's gonna be super intense. They're gonna fight and fight and fight. At a certain point, Godzilla's gonna be like, what? And Godzilla's gonna end up defeating King Kong and leaving him for dead. Oh no. And meanwhile, that evil CEO guy is gonna be doing like an evil monologue thing, but then Mecha Godzilla's gonna go rogue and crush him. Oh. And Bernie's gonna be like, that's unfair. I really
He's not really a villain though, is he?
The man just died in front of his eyes. Yeah, so he makes a little joke instead of acting like a human person. Okay. So now Mecha Godzilla is being controlled by the ghost of Ghidorah or something. I don't care. It's gonna be great. Sure, I bet. And Godzilla could really use Kong's help, so the humans want to stop him from dying. Oh man,
that happened in the old movies.
To do that, actually, it's gonna be super easy, barely an inconvenience. Oh really? Yeah, Nathan's gonna be like, hey, maybe I could use that magical ship we've been flying around in as a defibrillator on this giant monkey. Oh wow, okay, so this guy's like pretty experienced with this ship, huh? He literally just learned it existed, and he knows how to use it to restart a giant monkey's heart? Sure, yeah, I don't care. And now that Kong isn't dead, he and Godzilla can team up against a common threat, which is what you have to do when your movie has versus in the title. Double teaming a robot is tight. So then they managed to defeat Mecha Godzilla through the power of teamwork. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. And so then Godzilla's like, okay, bye, and Kong goes to live in Hollow Earth, and that's it, we're done. Wow, really rushing to that ending, huh? Well, we're done with the punching, so, you know, what's the point? That makes sense. And so, yeah, what do you think? Well, I mean, it's a movie where a giant monkey gets in a fight with a giant reptile, you know, what could go wrong?
It's
Hey everybody, Ryan here, hope you enjoyed the video.
Don't do that.
Feel free to click the like button.
I'm all for restoring the Snyderverse, but that shit's just kind of dumb. I fucking love this movie. Jesus, yes. I think the only thing that I didn't at least think of or acknowledge while watching it or after the fact was where was the sun coming from while they were down there. I thought about that after the movie. And then the second one was like, I didn't think about it at all. It was like the whole radiation thing. I was like, how are the humans okay down there? They get out of the ships, because I was going to say the ships kept them safe. And then they get out of it. They didn't have... Did they even have helmets on? I don't even remember. Because the human element of this movie is not what I was in this for whatsoever. But yeah, I still love the movie, man. It's so dumb and fun and punchy and popcorny and beautiful. That's one thing about the movie is it's definitely beautiful. But yeah, man, there's a lot of like really convenient things and a lot of interesting like choices. But it all kind of like, if you've ever watched the original films, like it definitely can get that campy, that kooky, that weird. And for me, who's watched all the films for like since I was a child, it just feels like nothing's all that different. It's just better looking at the end of the day. Yeah, when you kind of frame it like that, the guy really had the best intentions. In reality, you're like, these things kill us. We have no way of defending ourselves against these things. I'm just trying to help. And then Ghidorah comes in here and is like, this is mine now, I guess. After he gets enough power. It's very vague about how that works, as with everything else in the movie. But is that why we're watching it? No, it's not. Fighty, fighty, punch, punch between a giant monkey and a reptile. The king of the monsters. I thought the movie was so much fun, man. It just leaves me very curious where it's going to go from here. Like, where are we going to go? Are we going to do some more Kong films? Are we going to do some more Godzilla films? Are we going to have like an Avengers team up where it requires more than just Kong and Godzilla to defeat an enemy that's coming down the line? Yeah, I like it. I'm really interested to see how things evolve from here. But yeah, that headline at the end, I can see it kind of being also kind of provoked, because you do have a lot of people, just to kind of add on to that, you do have a lot of people that were like, all for the Restore the Snyder Cut movement. As you know, we are here too, but I don't agree with, going out and attacking other properties, because there's other Zack Snyders out there. There's other directors, there's other artists getting their visions created, getting their work created, and hurting them to supplement somebody else is not the way to do it. Like that is not a good look there. Though I do think that the director, or at least the PR team over at Warner Brothers, did kind of bring that on themselves in a way, because they did have this interview with Adam Wingard where it's like, you won't be getting a Snyderverse cut or a Snyder cut of my film. You'll be seeing it as it's intended. There's no 4-hour cut here or whatever. He's like, I don't need 4 hours to tell my story or whatever. So it almost seems kind of invited, but it was going to happen either way from the people that did do it, but it does seem a little invited after comments like that. And I will say, watching the movie, that's a bold statement that there's not a longer cut of this, because there are things that clearly they just jumped away from and cut out, and that just didn't make it into the cut, because if you notice, this is just under 2 hours. So this was right in that lovely sweet spot that Warner Brothers wants their movies in. Yeah, there's definitely some things that are cut out of here. If it was written and intended to be rushed in some of these places like it was, I think they might have needed another once over with the script if that's the case. I feel like there's some people that completely didn't have any arcs or real drive or motivation into it at all. Like Rin Sarazawa, man, was so wasted in this movie, and I'm surprised that didn't come up at all. Tying it back into Ken Watanabe's character in the previous couple of films, to have that character be tied to him and just have a couple of lines, give a couple of dramatic stares, and then just get electrocuted to death, and that's it. So he's very wasted. Like, he definitely seemed like he had more to him, and there's just some weird cuts in there that we just kind of jitter away from some stuff. It's just, I don't believe that at all. But Warner Brothers PR team is not the best PR team. Let's be honest. They've got some work cut out for him over the next couple of years, but I don't agree with review bombing other directors or artists stuff whatsoever. That's not how you get your message out. That's how you look like a bunch of whiny savages. And that's how you're giving the media more ammo to discredit our want of the story. Or just any story. Stop it. Stop it. Anyway, I love this movie. If you haven't seen my review for it, check it out. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to go ahead and pass this off to you guys. What do you think of Ryan George's pitch meeting for Godzilla vs. Kong? What do you think of Godzilla vs. Kong? Sound out the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below so we can carry on the conversation after the video. Huge shout out to our patron legends, Mandy Sherritt, Antoine Rodriguez, and Ryan Karen. and everybody else who's been supporting the channel, commenting on each video, liking them, joining the Discord, all that jazz. Thank you guys so much. I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody.